Alright, we're just gonna wait for everyone to join here before we go over the standings and whatnot. I think I have to mute myself here. How do I do that? Push to talk on. There we go. Just gonna make sure I know what my push to talk button is so I don't push it by accident and the drivers can hear me. So, oh, there we go. Push to talk is R3. I won't be pushing that. There we go. Alright, just waiting for 3 more drivers here. Alright, put it into the chat if everyone can hear me okay, please. It'd be very helpful. Welcome everybody. If you could let me know in the chat if you can hear me, that would be great. No, I'm just gonna open it on YouTube. You can't talk. Oh, okay. I don't have access to the channel settings, so I don't know if I'll be able to change that. Ooh, yeah, I just went on YouTube myself and it won't let me comment either. That's okay. Ooh, yeah, Okay, I can hear myself at least. So that's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna go on Discord here and see what's going on. Give you guys the updates. Alright, so before we get going here, let's just go through the standings. I am on PlayStation, so I can't put a graphic up on the screen for you, but I will read it out. So we've got in P1, Marios with 78 points. In P2, Kaká with 66 points. And in P3, Mihu with 65 points. So 1 point separates P2 and P3 here. Mihu is present, and Kaká is present as well. Now moving on to the constructor standings. In P1 we have McLaren with 143 points. In P2 Alfa Romeo with 126 points. And in P3 Ferrari with 82 points. This is round 4. We are at Brazil for today's race. So I'm going to see if I'm able to change the comments settings. Did I do it there? Oh no, that's different. Okay. Yeah, so I think Divine has to be the one to change the settings here. I don't have access to the channel. There's some emails. Check this out. Driver overall updates. So let's go through the grid for today. So the reserves today's race are Jabiza, I hope I said that right, in the AlphaTauri, and Anthony in the Mercedes. I guess that's probably Eggman. Yeah, must be. The rest of the drivers are full-time drivers from what I understand. Thok and Naismith at Red Bull. Yep. Tuts and Wazah in Ferrari. Well, no Wazah today. Divine, and then Eggman reserving. Alpine, Martin, and Exotic. Yeah. Oh, Swanee reserving in the Alpine. McLaren, Mahou, and Rios. Alfa Romeo, Paddy, and Kaka. Aston Martin, Joby, and Jesper. Joby is here. Yeah, he's down at the bottom. Redoubts and Brass Monkeys in the Haas. Mr. Basil and Orange Boom Brown in the AlphaTauri. Mr. Basil's not here today. And Sparrow and Jazz in the Williams. Or J42. It says Jazz on the standing sheet here. Anyway. Oh, Wazah is here. So I don't think Pub is going to have a drive for today. Okay, so it looks like we're not going to have a chat for today, but let's see what I can do. Could we maybe make a channel for today? Here, I'm gonna ask Divine. And Wazah has left. So Pub Dog will be reserving for Wazah today. And looks like we're going to get going here. Here we go, fellas. Qualifying in Brazil. Full grid for today. So, oh, that's an interesting point system. The winner gets 38 points. Well then, that means that our winner last time out in Austria was Marios. Paddy was in second place, and Thok was in third place with the fastest lap. So Marios looks to take another victory here in Brazil and extend his championship lead. Who will the first car out of the garage be? I'm gonna guess Naismith in the Red Bull. Oh, it is a Red Bull, but it's not Naismith. So it is Redoubt's first car out of the garage here in qualifying, with Thok not too far behind him. Okay, I think that's okay. So let's ride on board with Redoubts here as he sets, or starts, I should say, the first lap of today's qualifying session. Taking it a little bit cautious to the first few corners to the center S. Not sure if he is taking an extra out lap. He didn't open DRS. Let's move on to Thok now. As he approaches the end of Sector 1, it's a 17.0, the fastest Sector 1 of the session thus far. Oh, and he's invalidated on the exit of that corner. That's an interesting one. So not the start that Thok would have wanted to have there to his first flying lap. He'll have to run it back. Who's the other Alpine? Swanee. And Redoubts has set the fastest lap of the session so far, 1 minute 15.0. Surely that will be beaten before the end of the session. That's probably an extra out lap. And Jesper Van Gold has set a 1 minute 10.4, which is the benchmark for the rest of the drivers here. And Mahoo goes 1.1 seconds quicker with 1 minute 9.2. He's currently third in the championship for McLaren. So Eggman going slowly. Is Tuts on a lap? It appears he is. Going through Sector 2 here. Naismith goes fastest, 1 minute 8.9, and Swanee 13 thousandths behind him, and Jabiza goes 1/10 behind Naismith. So lots of drivers putting in very similar lap times as it stands. We go with Tuts up to the line. It's a 1 minute 10.999. That puts him 2 seconds off the leader as it stands. Divine approaching the start-finish line now. And he puts it into P4 with a 1 minute 9.1, just shy of the fastest lap time so far. Less than 2/10 separate him and Naismith. And Tuts goes fastest with a 1 minute 8.4. So he must have backed out on that first attempt. And now he's into the lead by 0.5 of a second. It appears that nobody else is on a lap. Redoubts is on a lap here. Ooh, goes a little bit wide there. Takes a good line in those last few corners, approaching Hunkao now as we head into sector 3 and up to the line. Opening the DRS. What's it going to be for Redoubts here? Can he improve on his first flying lap? He does improve by 3 seconds. That puts him at a 1 minute 11.9. He's currently 3.5 seconds off the leader. Let's see if he can get even closer in his next lap. Martin, 0.5 off. Jesper, less than 1/10 off. So let's go with Martin as he's zipping through the middle sector at the moment. And he sets the purple middle sector. He's 1/10.5 off his personal best. Let's see what he can do here as he approaches the start-finish line and he's coming into the pits. On board with Jesper now. This looks to be a good lap for him. 1 minute 9.7, improves by 0.5 second, and he's in P10. So on board with Paddy now. Paddy's on his first flying lap of the session in the Alfa Romeo. Second place last time out in Austria. Let's see what he can do here. He goes through Hunkao and is getting ready to open the DRS here on the main straight. Let's see what he can do now. As he crosses the line, it's a 1 minute 8.9, puts him into second place. Solid lap there from Paddy. Sparrow is getting ready to set his first lap on the soft compound tire. He went out on mediums for his last run. He's currently 2.8 seconds off the leader. As he crosses the line now, he improves by almost 0.8 of a second, and he's up into P12. Eggman is on a lap 2. He appears to be slowed down slightly by his teammate. I don't know if he was impeded or not, but it surely looked that way, that he was backed up a little bit there going into Hunkau corner. He is invalidated and he is coming into the pits. All the cars appear to be going slowly. Sparrow's on another lap. Crosses the line. Can he improve again? He can improve by another 0.8 of a second, and that puts him only 1.2 seconds off the leader. So he's gained 1.6 seconds on the leader in those last 2 laps. And in the midst of all this, Marios has gone P2. He's 0.3 off Tutschke. Nobody has came close to Tutschke since he put in that 1 minute 8.4. Everyone's getting ready and preparing for their final runs soon, so let's see if anyone can put a challenge on Tutschke's hands here for pole position. I'm going to take a short break. I will be back in just a couple minutes. Alrighty, I'm back. Apologies for the delay. Now it looks like everyone is starting to prepare for their final runs here, as the clock winds down with 3 minutes left in this qualifying session. Looks like nobody is on a lap. Actually, Brass Monkeys may be on a lap here. There's still no changes near the front of the pecking order here. Still Tuts, Murillo's, Patty with 2 minutes and 38 seconds here. Time is ticking. Brass Monkeys is improving on his lap time, but that was not the corner that he needed there. He went way too deep, and it has significantly compromised his exit here as he approached the line. I don't think he's improving. He's not. He just misses it by 0.06 of a second. And now we will switch gears to Martin, who improves by 0.6. Who else? Oh, Mihu goes P3 with just under 0.4 of a second the gap to Tuts. So we're on board with Sparrow now. I don't think he's improving. He is the next car to cross the line. And behind him is the Alpine of Swanee, who's getting ready to start his lap. And Sparrow does not improve. Pub is getting ready to start his lap. The AlphaTauri of Orange just improves to P16. Alfa Romeo coming up to the line now. Kaka starting his lap. Where's the other Red Bull? There he is, P3 for Thok. 1 minute, 8.7, 3.6 tenths off of Tutschke. Mercedes up the line, starting his lap. Naismith's invalid. Swanee is improving, and he's coming up to the line here. The checkered flag is out, so if the drivers have not started their lap, they will not be able to finish it. And he improves to P5 with 1 minute 8.9. Great lap there from Swanee. An abundance of cars are crossing the line. Kaka goes P2, 1.2 tenths off. Jabiza goes P3, 1.6 seconds off. And the Williams of J42 will be the last car to cross the line here. So 1 minute 10.7. He does not improve. And that is the end of qualifying. So Tutschke, with his second lap of the session, he didn't need a final run, is on pole. So there we have it then. Touchski on pole with a 1 minute 8.4. Kaká in P2 with a 1 minute 8.5. And Jabiza in P3 with a 1 minute 8.6. I'm pretty sure he's a reserve for today. Great performance from the three of them. Our championship leader, Marios in P4 and Thok in P5. And that rounds out the top 5. Here are the rest of the drivers. Joby had a qualifying ban, did not set a lap. Clouds covered the circuit at the start of the race. Will we see rain here? It is definitely a possibility, as we know, especially after the storm-filled clouds filled the circuit in real life not too many weeks ago. And we're getting ready to start the formation lap here. So let's make some predictions. So, some bold predictions. So first off, let's see which tires everybody's on. That's a mix in strategy. I don't think I've seen so many different strategies in a race before. So we have Tuts, Kaká, Marios, Mihu, Swanee, Sparrow, J42, Redoubts, and Joby on the medium. Jabiza, Paddy, Naismith, Pubdog, Eggman, Jesper, Orange, and Brass on hards. And Thok, Divine, and Martin are on the soft tire. And if I say so myself, those clouds do not look the best. Rain could very well be on its way here as Tuts drives through the final corner, the final real corner, and approaches his grid slot, leading the rest of the cars. The predictions. I think Pubdog makes it to the top 5. We have a DNF from Mihu, and Jabiza finishes outside the top 10. So let's see how many predictions I get right here. So we've got Divine, Pub, Eggman, Sparrow, Jesper, Orange, J42, Brass, Redoubts, and Joby approaching their grid slot as we prepare for the start. It's 4, 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go here. Kaká gets a good start, but not good enough to get alongside Touchkey. He keeps the lead. We got a McLaren going wide there. Marios Thuk gets the position. Slight contact between them, but it looks very neat and tidy for the most part, as we don't have many cars going off. Just Joby at turn 1. And we had Naismith DNFs already down the main, down the second straight, I should say. And that brings out the safety car. Interesting. So to DNF down a straight, there must have been contact there. Oh, and Joby's off. So it is a virtual safety car, meaning the drivers have to reduce their speed and follow a uniform time delta. Failing to do so will result in a drive-through penalty, so it should be ending soon. And when the light goes green, everyone can return to racing speed and continue on their way. And Thok has gotten a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC, and we are green. And Marios gets the position back from Thok here. Jesper and Brass are into the pit lane. Kaká leaving no room between himself and Tuts. Only 3/10 separate them. He's going to look to make that move as soon as possible. So our biggest gainer from lap 1 was Redoubts, as he gained 6 positions there. And Divine is our biggest faller, losing 6 positions. He's down in P16. Not the best start for the league owner here. Let's see if he can claw his way back up the order. We got another yellow flag, and it's Divine spinning in the middle sector right now. It's very unfortunate for him. Kaká sets the fastest lap of the race. Marios, Swanee, Paddy, and Mihu fighting it out for P4 here. Kaká is still right on touch. DRS has been enabled, so he's going to have a boost in top end speed as the rear wing will flip open down the straights, and that will aid him in his quest of overtaking Touchkey. Redoubts has gained another 2 positions, and he's up into P11. So from 0 to hero here after starting P19. He's in a very good spot right now, especially since he's on the medium tire. That will give him a bunch of strategy options that he can choose. As Eggman has a bit of an incident there at Hunkau Corner, and he's dropped a couple places. He's in P11. And Pub and Mihu go side by side. I think Pub made an overtake on him there. Paddy takes a look on Rios into turn 4, but thinks better of it, and he holds station in P6. Great battle between these 3 cars. Swanee, Marios, and Paddy. Sparrow all over the back of Redoubts here. We've got another battle in the midfield for P9. Redoubts leading the pack. Lots of great battles. The field appears to be pretty similar on pace. At least we have a group. We have the front runners, the midfielders, and the back markers that are all fighting each other. Always more fun when the drivers are having tussles amongst themselves. And Rios goes wide and almost drops it coming out of the Senna S. He lost 2 places. That's going to be a costly move. And Paddy does a 2-for-1 there. Gets a slight tap on the rear from Swanee, but he's up into P4. Very good move from Paddy there. Let's go back to the midfield action. We've got lots of cars here. Mihu, Pub Dog, Readout, Sparrow, and Eggman. Eggman is slightly out of the DRS. But apart from him, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars jostling for position here on lap 5. Swanee's going to have DRS going into turn 1. Let's see if he can get alongside down the main straight. Doesn't look like he has the overspeed too. He lifts, indicating that he will not go for the move into turn 1. Surely he'll have a look into turn 4, and then he has the rest of the lap to make a gap, I should say, on Paddy to avoid getting re-overtaken. So he turns on his ERS, looks to the inside, is late on the brakes, and gets the move done just in time too, as the virtual safety car has come out and Eggman has DNF'd. So let's get a better look. Oh, we can't get a better look of that, unfortunately, but he appears to have crashed the exit of the Senna S. And not a good day for Mercedes, Red Bull, and Aston Martin so far. Both cars outside the top 10. A Mercedes and a Red Bull have DNF'd already. So they will be relying on their teammates to claw back as many points as possible. Every point counts here in the Constructors' Championship. So Tuts still our leader, and Orange has gotten a drive-through for speeding under VSC. And we are green. 5/10 separate Tuts and Kaká. 6/10 separate Swanee and Paddy. And 3/10 separate Rios and Paddy. Still lots of good midfield action going on here. Readouts has DRS, turns on the ERS, and is not later on the brakes. What a battle this is between Readouts and Pub Dog. They're going side by side through the middle sector here. This is going to be tricky, but they go through it cleanly. Pub Dog gets the position back using that inside line. Great racing from these two. And looks like Kaká is going to have an opportunity here. He lifts off going into turn 1. So he wants to make the move into turn 4, just like Swanee did on the last occasion, where you overtake into turn 4 and you use the rest of the lap to create a gap between you and the car that you're overtaking. Because if you overtake into turn 1, there's a good chance that your opponent is going to have an opportunity into turn 4. Here we go then. Paddy had a look on Swanee into turn 4. That was too close for comfort there on the track limits, at the exit of turn 5. And he's going to take a look down the inside. Thinks better of it. The elbows are starting to come out here on lap 8. Paddy sliding around a little bit. Those hard tires aren't doing too well in these conditions. The medium tire is probably the best tire in this scenario, given the track temperature. It is cloudy at the moment, meaning that the track is not up to its usual temperature. And as the drivers should be aware of, each tire has a different temperature window, where the softs work best under the highest temperatures and the hards work best under the lowest temperatures of the three. But if it is too cold for the tires to get up to temperature, then they will not grip up at all. And Paddy is able to get the move done on Swanee, but his tires do not appear to be in the best of conditions right now. Let's see if he can get past this low grip phase and take those hards long in this current stint. Oh, and there's contact. Joby appeared to have lost some front wing bits there, unless it was the drivers ahead of him, Thok and Pubdog. Oh, is Pubdog missing an end plate? He is. Pubdog must have had some contact with Thok, and he is missing his front right end plate. That will be costly. It will cost him some lap time. If there is a safety car, he could box and get that fixed. That would be the best possible scenario for Pubdog, who's currently in P12. The battle at the front still going on. Kaka and Tuchki pushing each other to the limit. 4/10 separate them. Let's take a moment to watch this battle. Appreciate the scenes. It looks like Tuts got the better of the exits out of turn 12, which puts him in a perfect scenario here. He's able to keep the first position going into turn 1 without using any battery. That being said, Kaka is on a full battery compared to Tuchki's 17%, so that will definitely play a role later on into the race. Kaka will have a much better opportunity to make the overtake, as Paddy and Marios are battling it out for P4 here. I believe Marios has just overtook him. 3/10 separate the McLaren and the Alfa Romeo. And Pubdog is into the pits, so let's see what tires he's going to choose. So is Orange. Let's see if he changes that front wing as well. He does change the front wing, and he switches to soft. So maybe rain is on the way here, and he is switching to the soft to get the most performance out of his car before the rain comes, when he has to switch to the wet weather tires. Kaka getting closer and closer every lap. Had a bit of a snap there out of turn 1, but he still has a full battery compared to Tuchki's 10%. So in battling with Tuch here, pushing him to go faster and faster and pushing him to use his battery has caused Kaka to gain a massive ERS advantage, but that is not an advantage going wide there at turn 6. He definitely lost some time by doing that, and he is 8.5 tenths behind. That was costly. If Tuchki can get out of DRS here, then that gives him some breathing room. Let's see what he can do. Coming out of turn 12, that looked pretty good. 9/10 separate them, but I think Kaka is still going to get the DRS, and he is. So Kaka dodged a bullet there, but let's see if he can gain back some of that time that he lost. Kaká and Tuts both started on the medium tire, so let's see if one of them bites first in the pits to try and gain an advantage over the other car. Pit window is approaching soon. If they are switching to hards, it would be around lap 16 or so. Paddy and Marios still jostling for P4 here. But the rest of the field appears to be spread out. Readouts and Swanee are having a little battle. Something must have happened to Swanee. He was a bit higher up earlier in the race. And 2/10 separate the two cars here. And Joby is into the pits, changing the front wing and switching onto the soft compound tire. And speaking of the soft compound tire, Pub Dog has set the fast lap of the race on his fresh set of softs. Let's see if Swanee has an opportunity here. He's 3/10 back, but Kaká is also 3/10 back, has a look on Tuts, but does not make the move here. That battle is intensifying as we speak. Swanee has a look into turn 1. Readouts goes wide, and I think Swanee is going to have a very, very good opportunity here into turn 4. We've got a Williams, I believe it's Sparrow, off at turn 12, and Swanee makes the move into turn 4. That's Swanee up into P7. Readouts looks to fight back at him here into turn 6. Goes a little bit wide. Oh, and he's got a much better exit going in to turn 8. But does not make the move. And there it is. Kaká has taken the lead, but Tuts is in the pits, so Tuts has bit the hook and gone for the early pit stop. Let's see if that proves to be beneficial. And Rios and Paddy still going at it here. They are fairly close on this occasion. Let's see if Paddy goes for a dive bomb here. And he thinks better of it. Could have had a chance, but he'll probably want to wait for a better opportunity. That could have been risky. Oh, and the red light is flashing for Readout. Swanee is going to look to take the position back. And he does. That's Swanee up into P7. J42 is into the pits, and he's switched on to a new set of the hard compound tire. Sparrow and Pub Dog, less than 2/10 separate them here. Oh, and Sparrow's gone a little bit wide. Not sure if that was a warning or not. Don't think anybody has track limit warnings yet, and that's Paddy overtaking Marios. Let's see if Marios gets the DRS and gets another opportunity. Oh, and Sparrow, 10-second time penalty for corner cutting, must have went off the track. And he doesn't, so there we go. Paddy up into P3. So let's switch to the penalties here. Oh, and they do have track limit penalties. Thuck has 6 seconds, Jesper has 3 seconds, and Sparrow, as we just saw, has a 10-second time penalty. A few drivers got caught out by the VSC earlier today and received a drive-through for that, so that definitely did not help them. In today's race, we got yellow flags out, and I think that's Divine. It was. Brought out the yellow flag. In Sector 3, we've got a Haas off the track, and it's a safety car. And it's Brass Monkeys who's DNF'd. That has played well, hasn't played perfectly into Kaká's hands because he's already passed the pit entry. But for the rest of them, Paddy, Marios, Mihu, Swanee, Readouts, this safety car came at the perfect time for them. That actually does not help Kaká at all because when he comes into the pits, Touchkey's going to pass him right away, and Kaká is also going to get overtaken by the rest of the cars, most likely. So let's see what Kaká does here. He surely, almost guaranteed, will stop. Those tires probably approaching 70% wear at the moment, and if he waits to box after the safety car, then he's going to lose even more positions because the field is going to be bunched up. So let's see what he does here. And he is coming in. Jabiza will probably be coming in as well. And he is. Let's see what tire Jabiza. Oh, and he cuts the pit entry. Let's see what tires he chooses here, because he started on the hard. And Touchy's coming in again. Interesting decisions at the Ferrari pit wall. And he's switching on to a new set of mediums. So maybe Touchkey was not a fan of those hards. And now, let's see if he keeps track position. He doesn't. Or maybe he does. We're going to see. He doesn't. Paddy is overtaken Tuts. But if we look in the grand scheme of things, Kaká is on hards and Touchkey is on mediums. So if Touchkey can make those tires last, then he definitely has an advantage here on Kaká. But don't count Paddy out of this. He has gotten very lucky with that safety car, thrown on a new set of mediums, and he is also in the mix for the win now. Same with Jabiza, who started in P3, I believe. Yes, P3. If we take a look at the penalties, he's got a 5-second penalty. So if he can build up a gap, then he is also in contention for the win here. This race has just been completely flipped on its head after that safety car. And the safety car is going to stay out for another lap here. Interesting. Oh, so we've just received word from Naismith after that lap 1 incident. I'm watching the onboard now. Oh, he got punted off by Mihu. I'm not sure if Mihu saw him, but there was a gap on the outside and Mihu just came across and hit him off. So definitely not Naismith's fault. That must not feel good at all. Naismith could have been on for some good points today. That will probably get reported, but we'll see. And the safety car is coming in this lap. So let's see. Let's see who will get the better of the restart. And Kaká is off. And Jabiza did not get a good restart at all. Paddy is all over. Oh, never mind. It's a ghosted car. Touchkey is all over the back of. Oh, he was all over the back of Paddy. And Paddy hit him off there. Did not leave any space whatsoever. And that's Touchkey down in 9th, maybe 10th, 9th place. Oh, he must be gutted. That was not what Touchkey needed there on the restart. Thok has gone past J42, who's gone wide. Pub Dog takes the position from him as well. And here we go with Joby looking for a move around the outside. What? Oh, it would have been a nice move, but Joby locks the rears on the grass. That section of the track has got to be the most narrow track bit in F1, and Martin just barely avoids touch there, almost hit him off on the sweeping left-hander. And Tuts is on the comeback now. Kakas is the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 10.4 on the hard compound tire. Orange overtakes J42. And he hits Orange. He looks to be struggling on these hard tires. Got a good midfield fight going on here, led by Ridoux, I should say. Oh! Not sure if he made contact with Ridoux there, but Touchy gets a massive snap of oversteer. Almost lost the car. And Thok makes a nice move up the inside on Martin. Crazy drama at the restart here on lap 22. And up the inside goes Pub Dog. What a move. Slight contact between them and Martin is off. He lost his left front end plate, I noticed. We've got a yellow flag, and that's Orange off at turn 12. And he's got a 5-second penalty for speeding. And here we go with Sparrow. Makes the move on his teammate, maybe not. They go side by side. And he has got the move done. Great move by Sparrow there. Touchkey is past Ridoux. He's up into P7 now. Ooh, maybe went a little bit wide on the exit there. Not too sure if he got a warning, but he is not in penalty trouble as it stands. Lots of drivers being very disciplined on the penalties today. That's always good to see. The worst thing in the world is losing positions at the end of the race due to penalties. Here we go then, Thok all over Redoubts. 2 tenths separate them. The red light is flashing on the back of the Haas. He's opening the DRS. He's getting a nice slipstream, but he lifts. So as we've seen many times today, lots of drivers opting to lift at turn 1 and go for the move at turn 4. He got a much better exit out of the center S there, but he's getting blocked by Redoubts. Pretty good defending, if I may say so myself, from Redoubts, but Thok will get the move done. He's up into P8. And Touchkey already within DRS of Swanee. After that collision with Paddy, he's been on an absolute tear here. In P6, chasing down Swanee and the rest of the front runners. Two tenths separate them. He's absolutely flying. Let's see if he makes the move here or into turn 4. Swanee leaves space, and it looks like he's going to make the move into turn 1 here. Breezes by the Alpine down the straight, and he's up into P5. Oh, Swanee gonna come back at him though. Does not get close enough. Got a battle for P9 here between Redoubts and Pubdog. Oh, and that's Thok off the track. That must be gutting. Thok was having a very good race. Made some very nice overtakes, but he's down into P10 after that incident. And look at this, Tut's already 4 tenths behind the McLaren of Marios, the championship leader. Will he make the move into turn 1? Will he make the move into turn 4? It looks like he's going to make the move into turn 1 once again. Touchkey up into P4. This is something to see here. After being hit off at turn 1, he was in contention for the win, and he gets just bumped off the track, sending him outside the top 10, I believe. Your heart goes out to him, but he's fighting back here for position. He's about 7 seconds off the lead, and he's got plenty of time to regain that time. And another safety car will do him perfectly here. So let's see if another one comes. That will definitely be in Touchkey's favor. The battle for P8 between Redoubts and Pub still going on here. Something's happened to Orange. He's off, and here we go then. Pub going for the outside line into turn 1, does not make that stick, but he's gonna have a great opportunity into turn 4. Look at this camera shot. Perfect view of the battle for P8. The red light is flashing at the back of the Haas. Same with the Ferrari. And the outside line gets the job done there for Pubdog. He's up in the P8. Great move for him. So 7.9, the gap between Tuts and Kaká. But Jabiza has a 5-second penalty, don't forget. So worst case scenario, he could still get back up into the podium places. And we've got Mihu looking to overtake Swanee, and Thok is out. He's DNF'd at turn 5, and Touchkey has probably gotten just what he needed here. The safety car has come out, but did it come out slightly too late here? We just passed the pit entry. Pub Dog comes into the pits. J42 comes into the pits. Joby comes into the pits. This heavily favors those who are behind readouts. This safety car. Surely everyone will come into the pits. I speak from experience. If you have an opportunity to pit on the safety car, please do so. If you think that track position is more important, it is not. If you're on 10 lap old hards and you're against people with fresh softs, you're gonna get eaten alive. These fresh softs are definitely the way to go, and everyone else usually boxes anyways, so you don't lose track position too much. Kaká's in, Jabiza's in, Paddy's coming in, and so is Tuts. So after being bumped off there at the end of at the restart of the last safety car, Touchkey has an opportunity to redeem himself, as he's going to be well within range of the rest of the cars. And Jabiza loses position there to Readouts, who actually stayed out. So Touchkey overtook Paddy in the pits because Alfa Romeo did a double stack. Readouts stayed out and is in P2, and that puts Jabiza in P3. So I'm not sure if I agree with that decision by Readouts. Let's see if he can at least gain on where he was before. I believe he was in P9 or so, or even P10 maybe. P9 or P10 before the safety car, and he's got 6 laps or so with these tires to try and fend off the cars behind him. I mean, if you're in P9, then really you don't have that much to lose, and staying out might pay off. But if you're at the front, you're definitely going to want to pit for the fresh softs. They will do nothing else but help you. So Pub Dog put on the mediums. Interesting. Orange put on hards. And Jesper is just making his way into the pits. Divine also put on a fresh set of mediums, so maybe they didn't have a fresh set of softs, and they opted for the medium tire. The safety car will probably be in this lap, if not next lap. I think that Readouts is going to benefit from staying out, believe it or not, because there will be I don't think the safety car is coming in this lap. So if it comes in next lap, then he's got 5 laps, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36 under racing speed. So he's got 5 laps on those tires and 13 laps old. They probably have around 40% wear, not even, maybe around the 35, 40 range. That isn't too bad. It could be worse. So I think Redoubts will definitely have an opportunity here to finish higher than P9 or finish in the top 10 at the very least. I mean, after starting in P19, I think it was, this could turn out to be a strategic masterclass that gains him lots and lots and lots of positions. So the safety car may not even be in this lap. Divine is still trying to catch up to the field. Jesper has been lapped, but I think he can't overtake anybody. So it might be in this lap, but it also might wait for Divine to catch up. The longer the safety car lasts, the more it helps Redoubts, and the less time it lasts, the more it helps Tuts, because he needs to gain 3 positions here to get back into where he started this race in P1. And the safety car is coming in this lap, so they will leave Divine in the dust. And let's see when Kaká puts the foot down here. And he's off. And he nailed that once again. Redoubts actually did pretty well considering, and he's only 3/10 behind. Then Jabiza goes right around the outside. Great move. Oh, and he's been hit. Redoubts hits Jabiza, but he keeps that position. Touchkey also overtakes Redoubts. But Kaká is already out of DRS to the AlphaTauri. So this could very well help Kaká and might almost guarantee him the win. Great move there from Paddy around the outside. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why it's probably best to pit under safety car. You can just see the pace advantage that the rest of the cars have over Redoubts. He's holding his own though, to be fair. He's in 6th place right now, doing his best compared to the soft compound runners. Here we go then, Tuts looking for a move to go into P2. He looks to the outside where there was no opportunity, drives onto the grass and gets a time penalty for track limit warnings. He is into P2. We will see if he attempts to get that removed. I'm not sure if that was completely fair, to be honest. He didn't really gain any time from doing that. So we will see, but that is definitely not what he needed. And he is up in the P2, but he does have that penalty. And Jabiza got his 5-second penalty removed in the pits. So there is lots more opportunity for Jabiza as well. On Divine is up into 9th place. And he's on soft. He must have boxed again. Maybe the game gave him the medium instead of the soft. But look at him now. Up into P8. Great comeback there from Divine. Oh, and he goes wide. might not have been given the space that he was hoping for from readouts. But either way, he is up into P8. That's a great comeback from him. Ooh, but Mihu is going to come at him. And he's going to get that position back. Oh, Divine with the inside line. Keeps the position. Great move from Divine. Great piece of defending there. Oh, but here comes the Aston Martin of Joby up the inside. Can he get 2 for 1 here? He can. A double overtake from Joby. What a move that was. And he's up into P9. Oh, side by side contact. Oh, and Sparrow is out after hitting the AlphaTauri of Orange there. Yeah, it's very hard to go side by side through turn 6 like that. And that is a perfect example of how dangerous it can be if space is not given. Marios looking to get up into P4 here, side by side with Paddy. And he makes the move using the DRS down the straight. And it is P4 for Marios. And Jabiza is within DRS of Touchki, so he might get that position on track here. Touchki doesn't appear to have any damage, but he has been losing quite a bit of time, to be perfectly honest, after that safety car restart. Let's see if Jabiza can get up into P2 on track here, because that penalty from Touch very well may get removed. I believe the fastest lap of the session currently belongs to Kaka, and it does. Here we go, 2/10 separate them. He's probably going to have a look into turn 4, but a great exit there from Touch. Probably will prevent that. The red light is flashing on the Ferrari. It's flashing on the AlphaTauri as well, and he's going to look to the outside, late on the brakes. Oh, and Touchki. I'm not sure if there was contact there or if he just locked the rears a little bit, but that is the AlphaTauri up into P2 here on the last lap. Now if that penalty doesn't get removed, Tuts has 9/10 to make up here to keep his podium place. He could use a bit of a helping from the rear wing down the main straight. That will definitely aid his chances. Oh, and Jabiza goes slow out of turn 12. That definitely didn't help. And Marios is a second into that gap. And Touch, he gets the position back. Oh, he doesn't. Might have been the closest league racing finish that they have experienced. I'm not sure if Tuts got the position on track but then lost it due to penalties. But he, for a brief moment there, he did get P2. Joby is your driver of the day today. I believe Tuts got P2 on track there, but we're gonna find out. Oh, and there you have it then. Kaká wins in Brazil. Jabiza P2, great performance from the reserve. And I believe it was Marios in P3 for McLaren, keeping his championship hopes alive. So if we look at the gap here, 7.822, and if you take 3 seconds off that, it's 4.822, meaning he was ahead by 0.02 of a second. So he did get second place on track, and it will be second place for him if that track limit penalty gets removed. Lots of DNFs that race. And Kaká gets your fast lap of the race with 1 minute 9.6. So that's it then. That was fun. Want to thank Divine for signing me to a 1-day contract to commentate today's race. That was very fun, if I say so myself. Lots of good battles. This league has a bunch of great drivers, great racecraft, lots of potential as well. Yeah. Well, hopefully I can get to do some comms for you guys later on in the season as well. And thank you for listening. This was Mookie for Season 1, Round 4, Divine iRacing League. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.